Absolutely. And welcome to Put You On Game with CoPlay Media. We are your hosts, Dieris, Demo, and Dexter Doug. Our special guest here today is Anngela from behind the scenes, the founder of Livewire. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Excellent. Better than I deserve. And is there anything that you want to tell us about really quick? If you would just love to just go, I would love for you to just go over your company, just give us a quick synopsis of that and just let us know what they do real quick.
Yeah, sure. So Behind the Scenes is an event planning company that does both virtual in-person events. And yeah, we recently got to work on a show or creating a show with Noise on Resistance called Livewire, which celebrates and highlights local artists as well as highlighting small businesses. So yeah, tune in. Season 2 should be dropping in June. Be sure to be on the lookout. Look for Livewire channel on Instagram and Facebook.
That's fantastic. I can't wait to see it. So today we're going to talk about Doom. Okay? So released by id Software in 1993, Doom quickly made a dramatic impact in the gaming industry, becoming considered the godfather of all first-person shooters. The media franchise was created by John Carmack, John Romero, Adrian Carmack, Kevin MacLeod, and Tom Hall. Doom came after id Software's first FPS shooter, Wolfenstein 3D, but Doom's success overshadowed the entire industry, such that all FPS games released afterwards were labeled as Doom clones rather than 3D shooters. The last intellectual property came out March 20th, 2020 for Windows, PlayStation 4, Stadia, Xbox, and Xbox One by the name of Doom Eternal. This game was met with critical acclaim for Best Action Game and Best PC Game at the Gaming Critic Awards, and was later brought to the Switch in December 20th of last year. Doom Eternal narrowly lost to The Last of Us 2 for Game of the Year. Set sometime after the events of the 2016 game, the story follows the Doom Slayer, once again on a mission to end Hell's consumption of Earth and to foil the alien makers' plans to exterminate humanity. Now, Anngela, I know I hit you with a lot of information right there. I know that was a lot, but have you ever heard of Doom, ever in your life? By family, friends, anybody?
Yes, I have. So I'm not super, under a rock, but I have not played Doom, but I am aware that it is something that exists.
Okay. That's great. And have you seen it like by family, friends? You just see it in passing, or it's just like you just know about it? Everybody just knows about it.
I just kind of know about it. I feel like Doom is like apparently one of those games that you just kind of know about.
Yeah. Everybody knows Doom. Doom's been around for like 30 years. Doom is just a great game to play. Like, I know I love playing Doom. Like, and I think if you were to play it, I'm pretty certain you would love it. I'm pretty certain that you would love it. It's a great game. And yeah.
Classic. Oh yeah, classic game today.
Absolutely.
All right. I guess I'll go ahead and take it away and try to expand your mind on some history facts here, kind of add a little bit of color to the concept of Doom for you. So taking it away here, fact number 1, Doom was once upon a time the most installed software on any PC in the world, beating out even Microsoft Windows. So there's a very good reason why you know about it. It's everywhere. Older PC games such as Doom were actually released for DOS, a completely text-based environment. So it spans way beyond Windows itself, right? As a result, Doom found itself on not only on PCs, but also those Samsung smart fridges that you might have seen in advertisements, and it's even been installed in a Tesla car, as you see here. Now, which sounds like a pretty damn unsafe idea.
I think that's a great idea. Like, if you could play some Doom while your burrito is heating up, I think that's brilliant.
Right. That is hilarious. First of all, installing Doom on computers and all these PCs, whenever that happened, I wonder how much productivity dropped.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yep. Productivity dropped, and then IT professional job security rose as there was. I mean, people were like really writing like custom-made scripts and softwares and whatnot to specifically ban Doom from their networks. It was, it got pretty hairy for a little while in some situations. Hey man, nerds are pretty diehard fans.
Clearly,
super diehard folks. You know?
Yep. Moving on to fact number 2. Doom, as we have mentioned, is looked at as the godfather of all first-person shooters, yeah? These games are typically played through the eyes of their protagonist, hence the term first-person shooter. Did you know that John Carmack, one of the titans at id Software since the ground level, actually left his position at id to create a new first-world person experience the whole world can enjoy? He is now, or maybe was at a time, the CTO for Oculus Rift. So it seems like this guy just cannot get beyond the first-person experience. Just delved right into it, huh?
I mean, I think the first-person experience is super important to gaming, especially since so many games are in first-person.
Yep.
I just don't like the Oculus. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel as if VR is really there yet. Anytime I think of VR, I always think of The First Son. You guys remember that movie with Sinbad in it? And they're playing the old VR game, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
Yes, you're crazy. That doesn't exist.
Okay.
What a weirdo. You ever tried a VR before, Angela?
I have actually a couple times. Yeah.
What was the experience like? What was the like a game?
Okay, let me just say, I'm from the Chi, from Chicago. So there used to be a place in goodness gracious, something Navy. But anyway, there was a video game arcade spot that also had virtual reality, and that was kind of cool. So I did get to indulge, and I played video games growing up. So let me just put that out there. I did grow up playing video games. But there is a virtual reality spot actually in DC where I currently reside. And it is it's near Howard University. I don't think that they're still open because of COVID, but I went in there and, I don't know how. I guess I didn't stay in the gaming virtual reality world long enough to see the improvements or to, the drastic improvements from like being a kid to today. So perhaps I don't have the best references on how stuff has increased and changed over time. But, I hope that Doom has updated its graphics. That's all I'm gonna say.
What's wrong with the older graphics? Of all of us here, I'm the one who's still playing the old one, and Dier's is on the new side. The new one does look great. To answer your question, the new one does look beautiful.
Oh yeah, the new one looks beautiful. It's gory. It's gorily beautiful.
It gets right in there.
Well, that's good.
All right. So, fact number 3, to give you a little bit of story information about Doom. Doom's environment, its storyline, its ethos, all the surroundings, and it's very heavy on demonic imagery, right? With a big focus on blood. Look at this. This guy does not look like he's just simply caught in traffic here. This is an adult situation going on.
Right.
Now, after the very first Doom game, we were introduced to the softer side of the hellbound Space Marine. So it turns out that Doom Guy has a little fur baby, a sweet little bunny rabbit named Daisy. Aw. Well, that's unfortunately, cute. Yeah, it is cute. Unfortunately for Daisy, Daisy didn't make it to Doom 2. Because you see, Daisy was at the top of the demon's shit list, and that was the plot mechanic to bring us to Doom 2. That was literally a nightmare for me as a kid.
Oh man, they got Daisy. Daisy gone.
Oh yeah.
Bye,
to be fair, I think I hear rabbits are pretty high maintenance pets. They probably did Doom Guy a favor. Just didn't have time to clean up all the poop.
You know what? That's who. What's his name? John. What's his name? He lost his dog. They killed his dog.
John Wick.
John Wick. So that's where John Wick got it from. They got it from the Doom Guy.
There you go.
You making stuff up.
All right, that one I made up. I made that one up.
Might as well be. It's the same Same situation.
But he kept his dog in John Wick. He kept that dog. That dog he had a really well-disciplined dog.
John Wick, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the John
John
Wick
Wick.
2 dog.
Yeah.
That dog was amazing.
Which is
Yeah.
interesting because he got that dog, and then a week later, the events of John Wick 2 happened, and he was already trained. You know, movies. What fun!
Perfectly trained.
Movie magic.
I mean,
Movie
but
magic.
think about it though. Think about it. With Halle Berry, he put a lot of time into training that dog over the last week. You know what I'm saying? Because you know Halle Berry was like a dog trainer, so you know he probably learned some skills along the way. Plus, he's John Wick, man.
I know, right?
Okay, so let me just say, or let me ask y'all, what?
Oh.
Okay, outside of Doom, the plot and all of that, what keeps you super interested? Like, you know, is it just the killing of the characters, or are you gonna get like, you know, some little incentive along the way of your path? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you get like little gold bags somewhere? Like,
Yeah, there's a scholarship program actually. If you kill X amount of demons, you can get some money off of your, you know, your ride to college. The Doomslayer scholarship. It's really competitive. It's really. I'm already getting Dorian into it right now.
You're training them up for it.
Yeah, man.
I would say that the story of Doom is actually there's not a lot of characters or really character development in Doom, but I would say that the environment that he is in and how the story developed, without me trying to ruin it, there was a good couple of twists in there that actually I thought made the character a little bit deeper than what he thought. Also, like John Wick, everyone is scared of him. So everybody who's human is looking at this guy and is like, they're like, oh shit, it's the Doom guy. Like, oh my goodness,
Right.
It's like Doom guy Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's here to save us. He's here.
Yeah.
Should I be scared? Should I run? Get his
Which is
autograph?
crazy because he's not dealing with drug dealers. These are like literal demons. These are like Satan
Yeah.
the size of a wall. It's like, oh God, he's here.
so do you guys think that they should make a movie like Doom, or do you really see that John Wick
You know
is like
what?
the best bet?
They
It's
actually
funny you
made
should
it.
say that. It's funny you should say that. I want you this weekend, pull up your Netflix, get yourself a nice, expensive bottle of wine, and I want you to search Doom. And I want you to remember this moment. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. The Rock is
Well,
awesome.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you a fan of The Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Who don't love
Who's
a
not? Who
Pacific
isn't?
Islander?
I mean, I actually enjoyed the Doom movie, if I'm being honest.
You enjoyed the
it's-
movie?
I did. It was a good, it's like one of those movies that you just put on a Sunday afternoon and you just watch it to be entertained. You don't really look for anything deep from it. It's just fun.
Okay.
It's just a fun
No.
action movie, I think.
I might have actually seen it because I love action films. So
Yeah.
I might have seen it, not realizing that it's based solely on a video game.
Loosely.
No,
loosely.
I promise you, if you see that movie, you would remember it. You will remember it.
Yeah. Especially with
But
The Rock.
more to your question, as far as like what is it that keeps this game so near and dear to our hearts so much that we're talking about it here on the show? It's actually a pretty good segue to our next section.
Mhm.
I think we can go ahead and actually pitch it off to your boy Demo over there. He can answer that question straight away for you.
Yeah.
Demo.
You know, let me give you some exhibits here. So I think we all here can agree that games are better with others, right?
Absolutely.
Games
Oh, yeah.
are always fun with friends. So most people are familiar with 007 GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. It's by far the most iconic multiplayer free-for-all, you know, of our time. It turned
There's
boys
that
into
handsome
men.
devil down there. Sorry,
Yeah.
go on.
It turned boys into men and was the centerpiece of many sleepovers in the 90s. I was at a lot of those. What many people don't realize is that back in 1993, Doom was actually the first video game that offered cooperative and deathmatch multiplayer modes over what we call a local area network or a LAN party. This prompted some of the very first gaming get-togethers between friends.
Look at my man
Hold
hanging.
on a second.
Look at my man
Do you s-
hanging.
see this man up here duct taped to the
This
ceiling.
man, there is standing room only in there, guys. Come on now. So everyone packed up their computers and monitors and met in an agreed upon place. About a year after this release, the developers of Doom made it possible to play with your friends over a dial-up internet connection. Come on now. Dial-up wasn't very good for simple web surfing, so you can imagine this must have been even worse for a multiplayer video game.
Oh yeah.
Right?
You guys remember when y'all was trying to play the game online, but then it would take up the phone line, so your mom would get mad at you?
Like imagine picking up that phone and hearing a Doom demon screaming through the telephone. That's basically what it sounded
I wish.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Dial-up in video games. I've tried to play many video games over a dial-up connection, and I have to say it's the most infuriating thing on the planet. So to have people want to play this game and play it faithfully over a dial-up connection, I think speaks volumes to how much fun you could have running around and shooting each other in the face with shotguns. You know.
That's true. That's true.
Or rocket launchers.
Or rocket launchers.
Rocket launchers, yeah. But I prefer shotguns.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely sounds action-packed, and that I do like. I don't mind. I like shooting games and stuff like that. I've actually I don't know if I've played a game like on a headset with a group of people.
That's an experience.
I haven't done that. I think I'm a
some people would say you haven't lived. Some people would say you haven't lived until you tried that.
Yeah, I have not.
It depends on the game. There's some people are nice and inviting.
Yes.
And some folks are toxic online. So it depends on what game you come out there on. You know what I'm saying?
It's hit or miss. It's definitely hit or miss.
Hit or miss.
Playing online with others. Others don't like to play nice all the time. But if you do find someone that's, like De'Ara said, inviting and, you know, fun to play with, it's actually a weird kind of bonding that happens.
Mm-hmm. Between complete strangers too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you play online with a group of people for a game like Doom, do you end up kind of like, is there like an allyship that happens? Like, okay, me and you, we're gonna go this way. We're gonna kill that guy in the corner. You know what I mean? Like, does that happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
we got double team cuz right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hold. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as a matter of fact, there's a bunch of memes I've seen about this, like women complaining that men can't communicate and say, well, that's bullshit. I've heard you play video games and we communicate immaculately.
Right. Because it's life or death, man.
Life or death, win or lose.
Okay.
That's how you get the details out of a guy. You know what I mean?
Play him on a video. Listen,
he's got to meet us on our level.
The crazy thing is, if a guy ever runs into a young lady or woman online, it's almost like a weird crowd effect. Like we herd towards them because women are so rare online. It's weird. So it's like, hey, are you a woman?
Are you real?
Are you real?
Are you real?
Playing video games right now?
You real?
Yeah, it's kind of creepy too. Yeah.
It's getting better. It's getting much better. You know, it's 2021. We've come a long way since things have been. You know, progress is what it is.
Progress in video games. Progress in video games.
Good.
I love it.
All right. Okay. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You guys go ahead.
All right. So we got the multiplayer aspect. So you like action movies, but do you like a lot of gore, blood, guts at all in your action?
I'm not opposed to it.
Not opposed to it.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, let's just go back to John Wick really quick. Okay. That was a little slight gore, you know, right? It was like in your face, you know.
Yeah.
It got in there.
You know what I mean? So
what about like Walking Dead level gore though?
Oh man, that's where I draw the line personally.
Walking Dead is pretty rough.
I think it's fine. Gore doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me.
Especially video game gore. Like, if you're gonna spill blood and guts, go ahead, do it. It's part of the experience.
Cool. All right, so we can go into the second exhibit then. So these days, blood and gore is a normal occurrence in video games, right? As you may know, it wasn't always that way. Back in 1992, arcades around the area were introduced to Mortal Kombat, created by a company named Midway Games. Being one of the originators of the hyper-violent video game trope, they had to adhere to certain guidelines in order to make it into stores. Even though Mortal Kombat was about ripping your opponent's head off or setting them on fire, they had to figure out a way to tone down the violence for younger gamers and parents at the time. To do this, Mortal Kombat's developers had to give parents the option of turning the appearance of blood off, as did many other video games in the day.
Oh my God.
But the developers of Doom, on the other hand, said, screw that, and took this concept to the next level. Turning off the blood and guts was not an option. You were dropped into the middle of hell with a machine gun and a chainsaw and forced to deal with it. This immediately separated the hardcore gamers from the casuals, as you can see. So, with that being said, I don't think a lot of kids were playing it, but like we mentioned before, a lot of IT developers were.
I think that's good that they kind of stuck to their guns. You know what I mean? You got to be ballsy to do something like that. And if you're going to have a game that goes that hard with violence, you might as well, balls to the wall and go all the way in.
Exactly.
I hear you.
You gotta just keep that same energy. You know what I mean?
Do it all the way.
Yeah. I'm happy they stuck to it. It's like Chick-fil-A closing on Sunday.
I feel like, I remember Mortal
Kombat,
and I was a fan of Mortal Kombat when it was out. You know what I mean? I really liked it. Like, everybody was telling each other, get over here. You know what I mean?
Get over here.
I was into that. So I think it's good. I feel like, because Doom stuck to their guns, literally and figuratively, it really created a whole lane space for these other, consistently violent and gory games to still exist, right? That would kind of be like, if you told the movie industry, hey, you got to cut down on that violence, you know what I mean? How many films would we be missing? You know what I'm saying? Or the way people tell stories would be so much different. So that's good. I respect that. I respect the fact that they hung in there.
All right. Sounds like we might be winning her over, guys.
Oh, and a lot of kids were playing Doom. A lot of young, had
sure
no business playing it kids.
Doom.
I was one of them.
Yeah, we were all playing Doom, I'm sure.
I was not, man.
What?
I was not playing. But at the same time, though, I wasn't really on the PC either.
Yeah, Demo was the only guy who had good parents. They came in, they cut that down immediately. What rated? What? Get that out of here.
You know what? For me, actually, like we didn't game on PC at home either. It was the school. Like schools had computer labs for learning situations, right?
That's
so
true.
after school hours, after school care or whatever, like kids would literally break into the computer lab.
No, you're right. And we all learned on DOS, I think.
Right.
I mean,
so you were there. You knew.
I only played Oregon Trail.
Oh yeah, Oregon Trail.
Can you say that one more time?
You got Oregon Trail? You guys?
Oh no.
Oregon. You said Oregon.
Oregon Trail.
All right. So I feel like though with Doom, technology now, has made it easier for everyone to be a video game or an app developer. Definitely. I feel like everybody can do it if they have the time and the patience, just to sit down and learn something.
Wait, what? Do you guys have an app idea? You know what I'm saying? Because we can churn one out real quick. We can just do
Probably could. Seriously. But let's go into Exhibit C with that being said.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So, Doom was arguably one of the most significant launching pads for many game designers in the 90s. Doom was one of the few software on the market where players and amateur game designers were able to create their own levels. These mods would be available on video game message boards and sometimes made it as far as being sold in gaming shops on CDs. These were the first forms of downloadable content. Downloadable content hasn't been as well received in today's market because many gamers feel as though they're no longer purchasing a finished product. In the 90s, players would make a purchase of these downloadables for Doom in order to breathe new life into a game that they love. And I guess that's how Doom stayed fresh over the years as well, because guys would always keep changing it, making it new, creating new levels. So that also helped Doom stay relevant as well.
So it just basically kept adding on to the same thing they already created?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is that I mean, but it was also just their relationship with their fan base. You know, in this day and age, when you have like a major video game, you know, IP creator, what have you, and someone comes along and they add their own content to it, they get slapped. They get slapped with a cease and desist.
Yeah.
id Software from like day one completely embraced their fan creative community. It even gave some of them some jobs and whatnot. And so because of that, in my opinion, you know, a better way of doing things, they, you know, furnish for a real diehard fan base that continues to grow to this day. That's a part of why Doom, even classic Doom, is still alive to a lot of people. Like, people are still making maps for it because they allowed a safe space to people for that to happen.
Yeah,
Well,
like
that almost sounds like they updated it the way your iPhone, iOS be updating all random. You know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of that.
It's even better than that, because imagine that not only can you update your phone, but then you could start suggesting to Apple the updates that you want on your phone.
Exactly.
You'd be like, yo, I want my phone to have this type of beat on it and wake me up at this type of time and do this function for me special, you know, and
make it Batman themed.
And
Batman too.
You know, make it Batman. And then Apple will be like, not only will we do it, you know, we'll do it, but then you did it so well that we're going to pay you to help us with it from now on.
Right.
We're going to give you a job because that Batman idea was so fire.
That's huge.
What else you got?
That is
What
huge.
other ideas you got?
I would definitely, first of all, I wish Apple would do that, because they need to restructure that music app that they have, and the music app store is just trash. They need to revamp that whole situation.
Oh, you mean the slave ship? Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, it's not. It's so outdated. I'm just like, come on, y'all. But that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad, you know, that they really opened up and listened to the core audience. I think that's unfortunately, a lot of companies don't really go that route, and that doesn't really make sense to me. I feel like more people should be doing that.
Because you know what it does? It breeds loyalty.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it keeps people engaged. You know what I mean?
It breeds loyalty,
Yeah, that's true.
sure.
That's true.
And even, I mean, from a business standpoint, it also brings in money. Like, id's not the only software developer out there that has done this route. There are a couple of other classic games I can think of. I'll spare you the details, but they were open to the mod market. And to this day, these games that came out like back in 2000 or so are now releasing premium new versions, because they had that hardcore following. So it totally makes business sense to love and embrace your community.
True. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good.
I think.
So this is the part of the conversation for Angela. I try and sell you on Doom, okay? I'm trying to sell you specifically on why you should buy Doom. My first reason is the main character. You know, he's an all-American Marine, and he's a good guy who's dedicated to saving the world. But more importantly than that is, as a businesswoman, you respect the franchise of Doom as a whole. It's been around for 30 years. You know, most people know of it and don't know first thing about it. You know, just heard Doom, just know Doom. And I think that a franchise that has come out with multiple IPs over 30 years and is a household name, not just in the video game community, but like worldwide, it should garner some curiosity about it. You know, definitely check out that movie. You know, and if you ever get a chance, like, you should definitely play Doom Eternal. Like, if you get a chance, not saying that you know, it's mandatory. Definitely the movie is mandatory, but the game, if you get a chance, please check it out. You know, I would say that if you do the research into the franchise, you'll find like they do a lot of things that is really good for keeping something alive and going and reinventing and bringing in its community. And I definitely see you doing that with your company and how it does that with people. And so I think that it will help you grow in that sense, you know.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I gotta, you gotta stay close to your community, right? But
gotta know what
yeah,
the
I
people
think
want.
I would definitely play Doom. You guys got me. You put me on game for sure. Thank you for that.
We did it.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
it.
mission accomplished.
We
Tell
did it.
your
Let me just
boyfriend
stop
to
right
play
now.
it. That's But yes, we did it.
Oh, but just to get the information out, you know what I'm saying? Just to get the information out. One thing that I also saw that was really interesting about Doom or Doom Eternal, this recent one, is that it was originally created with no metal music whatsoever. So this version of Doom, which had a history of this hardcore metal rock, actually was afraid about the image that it was exuding and was afraid that this game would look corny by just sticking to the same things that it always did. So what it did is it actually structured a deal with the composer of doing just synth sounds and just composing techno music, and also found a way to have the music engage you and create the environment as it's going along. So as you going on in the game and you start killing people, the music will start ramping up. Like the music will start ramping up and things will start getting busy. And then it's like right before you hit a boss, everything gets quiet. Everything gets quiet. And it just does a really good job of taking a little bit of string instruments and really expanding the moment, if you will, of the situation that you're in. And I think that it does a really good job of kind of creating that kind of atmosphere of what the person is experiencing with the music, and that the music is constantly adapting to the situation to give the best effect of what's going on.
That's really good, because that definitely enhances the experience.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So that type of detail is that's really, really important. I respect that too. That's dope.
Thank you.
It's hard. It looks like it was hard work too. It looked like
I'm sure it was
a lot. Yeah.
I'm
super
sure it
hard.
was.
It's super hard. As most musical composers go, that is like the opposite way that they would go around making or composing music. So it was definitely a reversal of how people normally would. And I mean,
shout out to Mick Gordon, by the way. Shout out to Mick Gordon, the composer for the game.
Shout out to my man Mick Gordon. He kills it. And my last thing is that the game is just a really great emotional outlet. Like if you just have a hard day and you want to relieve some stress, you plug in, you turn it up, and it is a great stress reducer. It is, it is a great game to get your mind off of anything, and it's just enough to keep you engaged, not too much to make you think about it and get all frustrated.
Well, that's good. We all need a little extra outlet in these times.
That's right.
It's gotten really
That's right. I can't wait to go back outside, y'all.
Oh man, it's gonna be like 60 degrees tomorrow or something like that.
It's gonna be like 80 on Friday, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Summer's
I'm outside.
It's gonna be 11 degrees actually.
Oh.
Celsius. Celsius, baby.
Sorry to hear that, man. Jeez.
No, it's all right. It's beautiful out here.
No, it is definitely.
So Anngela, would you say, I know you kind of said it, but just to get the stamp on it, would you say that we put you on, or did we put you off?
Put me on. Put me.
All right. Yes.
You got me. You got me.
Yes. Mission accomplished, guys.
I appreciate it. We did it. And I'm thank you for taking the time and keeping your mind open to listen to us. babble on about something you've barely heard about. We really appreciate it. You know, as we wrap up, is there any pluggables, anything that you want to say, anything that's coming up with your company? You know, do you have anything that you want to share coming up, you know, just to let us know?
To, you know, definitely follow Behind the Scenes on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That's B_T_S_20 on IG. Also follow Livewire channel, spelled that exact way. And yeah, follow that and definitely stay in tune with Livewire. If artists want to be a part of the show, or if small businesses want to be highlighted and, you know, have commercials and things like that, definitely reach out to us, DM us. We are all the way here for that. And we'd love to have you guys a part of the show. If you guys know of any artists who would be interested in, you know, being on the show, let us know, and definitely just stay tuned because we got some great stuff coming up.
Cool.
Fantastic. Right. Well, Anngela, it was a pleasure to have you. Before we go, you know, we are Coldplay Media, so be sure to follow us. Check us out on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, all that stuff. We have a shop, you know, so please support us before we try to make it.
We're ambitious.
You know
we're ambitious. We're ambitious. Appreciate it.
You gotta show us a t-shirt.
Yeah, show us some merch.
Can you show us the quality of the merch?
Right there.
Can you see the t-shirt? I don't know. Can you see it?
Quick.
It's a vibrant red.
Yeah,
that looks comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what the quality is.
It's got the logo on it. We have plenty of other items that you can see there in the corner. We got t-shirts, we got hats, we got long sleeves, we got short sleeves, we got everything you need. So we got face masks. Yo, check us out. You know.
That's a tight shirt right there with the class and all that.
That's a tight shirt right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh man. So
IR merch.
Bye. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please click like and subscribe. And thank you so much, guys, for taking the time. I really appreciate it. This is Coldplay Media. We just wish you well.